Welcome to the Midweek message. We're taking lessons from the book of Ecclesiastes, and we're in chapter 2. I'm reading from the New Living Translation of the Bible, and we're going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verses 4 through 8. Solomon is talking about the different avenues he pursued in his pursuit of wisdom. I also tried to find meaning by building huge homes for myself and by planting beautiful vineyards. I made gardens and parks, filling them with all kinds of fruit trees. I built reservoirs to collect the water to irrigate my many flourishing groves. I bought slaves, both men and women, and others were born into my household. I also owned great herds and flocks, more than any of the kings who lived in Jerusalem before me. I collected great sums of silver and gold, the treasury of many kings and provinces. I hired wonderful singers, both men and women, and had many beautiful concubines. I had everything a man could desire. And so Solomon has been holding forth on the futility and meaninglessness of life, the vanity of life. And he tried different avenues of achievement and gain to find happiness in life and real meaning. And he still struggled. And so what did he do besides pursuing pleasure in his life? Well, and this actually mentions pleasure as well. But he said in verse 4 of chapter 2, I also tried to find meaning by building huge homes for myself and by planting beautiful vineyards. We are living in a day in which people will often think that acquisition will give them meaning, happiness, and some fulfillment in life. And how many shows are on television or in the media that key on having a fine home, a nice place to live, enjoying beautiful settings? And Solomon said, I tried to build huge homes, and I planted vineyards, and then he says in verse 5, I made gardens and parks, filling them with all kinds of fruit trees. So just continuing the same idea. Verse 6, I built reservoirs to collect the water to irrigate my many flourishing groves. And so he's trying through architecture and agriculture to find meaning in life. And how many times do we think, boy, that is a beautiful palatial dwelling, and yet the people that live within are miserable. And then Solomon said in verse 7, I bought slaves, both men and women, and others were born into my household. In other words, I had a lot of people serving me. You're not going to find happiness and meaning in life by lording and ruling over other people. But then he said, I also owned great herds and flocks, more than any of the kings who lived in Jerusalem before me. So I had cattle, I had livestock, and so I've got a fine home. I've got people serving me. I've got beautiful gardens and vineyards. I've got all kinds of livestock, more than anyone who lived in Jerusalem before me. And then in verse 8, I collected great sums of silver and gold, the treasure of many kings and provinces. Solomon increased the taxation of the children of Israel, and that's what he's talking about here. I had money coming in. And then he said, I hired wonderful singers, both men and women, and had many beautiful concubines. And so I delved into the arts, and I fulfilled that pursuit, but it didn't give me any real meaning, and I had many beautiful concubines. He thought that by his relationships with women, and how many people are there that think through their relationships, sexual in some nature or the other, with other people are going to fulfill them. Solomon said, I went down that road. And then he said, I had everything a man could desire. And this was in the pursuit of meaning, but it did not acquire meaning.